small groups like we talked about last week, and I think we kind of got to some really good consensus on how we can have a specific leader and, you know, a specific affinity or whatever to really attract people. And then, I mean, I think we need to be bold about this in the fall. I think people need that to get excited, and they are gonna get excited. And Sunday school classes might wanna do it because their kids are gonna do it. But if you just ask Sunday school classes to do it and they don't understand the big picture, they're not gonna wanna do it. We don't have to tell them that we hope the whole church is doing it in 3 years, you know? But I think that it may be contagious because of what's going on. And then they're gonna see that also on the 5th Sunday, or whenever we decide to do it, you know, we're also gonna help you as a parent to help your child in learning how to understand the Bible, or help them with this topic, or that, you know, I think that parents are gonna get excited about us helping them with things.
Okay.
But if we don't share it with them, they're not gonna get excited about.
Always a problem, no matter if it's at church, if it's at home, if it's at work, part of it's our busy schedules. But, you know, I mean, my work has a new employee coming in, and we don't even make an announcement. Well, so that employee comes in with a bad, you know, they're probably maybe the best employee, but nobody said they're here. Oh, well, who are they coming in to replace? Why is this person here? Nobody knows. Hey, we have a new employee, so welcome them, please. You know, we've got a new Bible study. We've got something going on in the youth group. We're excited about it. Please help us support it. You know, these are your kids and your grandkids and the future generation. We're excited. You know, not just, we're trying to do something different and you can get the bits and pieces as you want them.
And that may have been exactly what you're talking about in terms of soft launch. You know, I don't know, but people freak out when they think something is going on and they don't understand it and nobody said anything about it. People just do not, that's my experience, is people do not respond well when they if they sense things changing and they know that we might have been meeting even though anybody was invited. If they don't understand what's going on, then they're just gonna be negative from the start. But if we share with them that, you know, we're wanting to be more responsible for encouraging our kids, and we want them to read through the Bible and learn how to study the Bible, I think people, even though they might be lost, they're gonna be excited about it. But I don't know, I'd love to hear other people's comments on that.
That's good. When I made the statement 2 weeks ago that I think this should come from the top down, that's really what I was kind of trying to say, is that it comes from, there's clear support from the leadership, and it's announced from the top, and that's what I was trying to say a couple of weeks ago, really.
I think soft launch and pilot are more meant as the same thing.
Yeah, I got you.
So I don't think it's
I
what
think it
you
took
were
me about 2
getting from
years.
it.
I think it took me about 2 days to get to that.
Yeah, that's all. When he used the phrase soft launch, he just meant pilot.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh my gosh, we're not gonna tell
Yeah,
anybody.
he was,
What's going on? And nobody's gonna wanna do it, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be boring, it's gonna flop.
And here's one thing, because we've had this discussion, me, Jeff, and Mike, you know, I'm sitting here, because I'll be preaching, and we worked, out of the 4 Sundays you're gone, we worked me 2 in a row, and then Jeff, that's the way we want to do it. And so, here's what I've been praying over. I was thinking about the 10 Commandments, the 2nd commandment, and about having, you know, no other gods before you. I want to talk about selfishness. I thought it'd be good to talk about being selfish. And, you know, I asked Craig Pruitt the other day, I said, hey Craig, you know, how many people are you seeing with marriage problems? 1 million. I said, what's the #1 problem? Selfishness. I said, what's the #1 problem? Everybody walks in your office. Selfishness. I'm like, okay, what's the #1 problem in our country? Selfishness. So I want to start with selfishness. And then I was going to roll into, not that anybody else sees, they even have a correlation. I wanted to preach the Deuteronomy and talk about how the parent leads, and then I could go ahead and share about these things, that we would give our kids an opportunity to read the Bible in 3 years, that we give an opportunity to memorize verses, that we want to help parents. You know, it is our heart to help parents. This fall we're praying over how God can lead us to help parents to lead and talk about those things, and go ahead and share that. And so here's my question for you: ignore him. Can I say those things? Do they need to come from your pastor? Both.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the answer.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Thank
what
you.
I'm thinking.
And Jeff.
Okay.
And on.
And Donna.
You can say that y'all are united as a staff.
We are
and
united.
then we're
It's not seen
united
as a
underneath
unity.
you. And then, yeah.
We're always united.
I would say either, but either or
Yeah,
both.
I mean, either or.
Preferably both, as many as possible, but
I mean, it's gonna, something like this, when you're talking about total change, it's gonna take lots and lots of reminding of why we're doing this, encouraging people to do it, and that's gonna come from the top, it can't come from anywhere else.
one thing I'll say too, Jimmy, is to change the verbiage from parents to families.
Okay.
Because
That's good.
me
It
and,
is good.
before we had kids, this is
You were
just as
family. You were
important
family.
as me
Yeah.
and me
Yes.
doing this with Jessica as it would have been with a
Very
baby as
good.
well.
Because if you move to a parent focus, there are people who will never have children.
there are parent
You
people
know,
who won't
you
have
know,
kids.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, thank you, that's excellent. How are we on time? What time do you got?
Road.
15 till 14, okay. Can I?
What was said, Brett?
Yeah.
Okay, let me, is there something you're dying to say? You've been sitting here for an hour and 15 minutes dying to say? I'm fixing to move on to something else, a couple of things. Because again, my intent is not for us to keep meeting for 20 years.
Okay, and I have one last thing.
Go ahead and say it.
One thing I'm worried about is just, it seems like there's a lot of groundwork to be done. You know, it's like, we gotta have some committed Bible study teachers, like, before.
Okay, wait.
You know, like,
I'm
we-
gonna answer
and-
your question.
And,
If you'll wait, I'm fixing to answer your question.
but a lot of, you know, like adults, youth, like, we need those in place at least by the end of July to be able to have a really successful launch. We
Okay.
need those Bible study leaders to be able to stand up and, I'm gonna do a Bible study about, or I'm gonna do a small group of
About
parents, I'd
so-and-so.
like parents of teenagers to come. You know, please come to my table on sign-up day or whatever. We gotta get all this stuff really ready, and that's gonna require some work for us. So I'm
We
real
will.
practical, so I'm thinking I gotta be doing something.
Okay,
you
well
know?
then if you have a question again, I'm fixing, let me lay this part out.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, and you have the last question. I don't wanna spend an incredible amount of time on missions, because I don't think it needs an incredible amount of discussion. On this part, I'm gonna kinda share a vision, if we need to come visit later, we can. My leadership team, this'll kinda stay in the youth leadership team, but we've been praying since September, knowing that selfishness is the number one thing of our kids, we're not seeing a return on church camp. I mean, we would have pulled out this year, except we made commitments already way in advance, and we gave our word and we have to follow through. We're gonna have great camps. I think we'd see a better return if we had mission trips. So for next year, the opportunities have laid up very easy for us to take a trip to Las Vegas, Nevada, and suburban Las Vegas, not on the strip. Suburban Las Vegas, maybe even take our choir, a pastor, Rick Castles, a youth minister, has been here in Northeast Texas for a long time, is going to pastor there, okay?
Some
Doctor,
of these people know Rick Castles.
Okay,
Should. He's
good,
been here
yeah, he's
before.
been here before.